Bit of context, the bloke that we're about to talk about is a commercial saturation diver, sat diver for Global Divers of Louisiana. He performed underwater repairs on offshore drilling rigs, and this is an email that he sent to his sister. Hi, Sue. Just another note from your bottom-dwelling brother. Last week I had a bad day at the office. I know you've been feeling down lately at work, so I thought I would share my dilemma with you to make you realise, you know what, it's not so bad after all. Before I can tell you what happened to me, I first must bore you with a few technicalities of my job. As you know, my office lies at the bottom of the ocean. I wear a suit to the office. It's a wetsuit. This time of the year, the water is quite cool. So what we do to keep warm is this. We have a diesel-powered industrial water heater. This $20,000 piece of equipment sucks the water out of the sea. It heats it to a delightful temperature. It then pumps it down to the diver through a garden hose, which is taped to their air hose. Now, this sounds like a good plan, and I've used it several times with no complaints. What I do when I get to the bottom and start working is I take the hose and I stuff it down the back of my wetsuit. This floods my whole suit with warm water. It's like working in a jacuzzi. Absolutely delightful. Everything was going well until all of a sudden my butt started to itch. So, of course, I pulled the hose out from my back, but the damage was already done. In agony, I realised what had happened. The hot water machine had sucked up a jellyfish. It had pumped it into my suit, and now since I don't have any hair on my back, the jellyfish couldn't stick to it. However, the crack of my ass was not so fortunate. When I scratched what I thought was an itch, it was actually grinding the jellyfish into my ass crack. I informed the dive supervisor of my dilemma over the communicator. His instructions were unclear due to the fact that he, along with 5 other divers, were all laughing hysterically. Needless to say, I aborted the dive. I was instructed to make 3 agonizing in-water decompression stops totaling 35 minutes before I could reach the surface to begin my chamber dry decompression. When I arrived at the surface, I was wearing nothing but my brass helmet. As I climbed out of the water, the medic, with tears of laughter running down his face, handed me a tube of cream and told me to rub it on my butt as I got in the chamber. The cream would put the fire out, but I couldn't poop for the next 2 days because my asshole was swollen shut. So yeah, next time you're having a bad day at work, think about how much worse it would be if you had a jellyfish shoved up your ass.